What's up, my friends? John Berruti from... I gotta stop doing that. Berruti Success. This week, we're talking about how to stay organized and focused as an entrepreneur. It's a problem. I have it a lot. Let's get going. How are you this week, John? Why did I choose the topic of how to stay organized and focused? Well, Sally, I'm glad you asked. Because I can't stay focused or organized. Well, I can't say I can't. I battle with it every day as an entrepreneur. Every day. And I will say this. The fact that I'm kind of willy-nilly, I haven't really ran a company in a couple of years, and, I'm kind of been a slacker, basically. I didn't need to be organized or focused. And now that my geniusness has started a new business in the lending world, yes, I've said it before, I'll say it again, I'll probably repeat it on every one of my videos. I have started a new business. Yes, I have. And yes, Carl, I did say I wasn't going to do that. But let's get over that because I am. Okay? So we're starting a new business. I have to schedule a lot of appointments. I have a lot of things to do. I have to put the whole business plan together. I have to get contacts. I have to do networking. There's a lot to do in the new business world. Now, if I can stay focused or organized, it all goes to poop very quickly, as I have realized over the weeks. Once I sit down, get back to my old self, and organize, schedule, think out the process, give myself breaks, exercise, breathe, do all the things I used to do to prepare myself for a effective and efficient work week, things go so much better. Not only is my head more clear, but my work is better. I have a better communication skills with my clients and the people I'm talking to and potential lending partners, so on and so forth. And listen, I know I joke a lot about, on this channel, and the whole point of it is for a little bit of entertainment and a little bit of knowledge. But, real talk here, people. It's been a bear for me to focus again. I thought it was very important to bring this up because I gotta be honest, until I really started saying, John, listen, if you're gonna start a new company, you have to get in new company startup mode, which means that every day has to be scheduled. You have to look at your schedule every minute of the day because I schedule a lot of stuff, including my kids' stuff. I still have sports I have to bring my kids to, and I still have things that I want to do with my family. So those things have to get scheduled in. And if I'm not doing any of that, again, the day just goes to poop. So let's get into it, okay? So, number one, what you have to do, let's talk about what I have to do, okay? Sally, you do you. You take these and you spin them around, you jumble them up, and you do them however you want. But this is my process of how I get myself into a better work mode, and this is kind of how I got successful several times in several businesses over several years, okay? So this is what we're doing. Define clear goals, right? And then once you define your goals, give them priorities, okay? I'm in the lending world. I want to lend people money, right? I want to not only lend my own money, but for people that I might not be able to help with my money, I want to be able to lend them money. So I have to go and find other sources. So what does that mean? Well, that means I have to make appointments with other lending facilities, and I have to become a sort of broker for those lending facilities. Because if I don't feel comfortable lending my money to, let's say, X, Y, or Z for whatever situation, if it's equipment leasing, if it's for a business, or if it's for a piece of property or a fix and flip, let's say the deal comes across my desk, which they have, and they're not ideal for me. I don't feel comfortable. They're still good deals, but just not for me because I'm super conservative with my money. I don't like losing money. But I know I can help the other person, and I can help me, and I can help the other lender. Put everybody together, you make a happy little bundle, and everybody's making money, everybody's happy. The whole point of me telling you that is I have to schedule networking with those lenders. I have to schedule phone calls with those lenders and those institutions. So that's what I've been doing. And if I don't do that, if I don't actually make clear goals and say, okay, I want to make sure I'm hitting 4 to 5 lenders a day. I want a phone call. I want to check in with them. I want to see who I want to work with, right? So that's my goal. Then I prioritize. All right, well, I know this lender is one of the top 10 in the country. Gonna call him first. And then, because this is all new to me, I'd like to talk to 4 other lenders that are maybe not number 1 or 4 or 10 or 15, but they might have a better service record, right? Because they're not servicing as many, but they want my business. So I prioritize who I'm calling, right? These are so important to get that done in advance, to schedule yourself, to actually write down your plan. I've said this before, and I haven't done it to be 100% transparent, but I will. Writing a business plan for a new business is super important. Not because you need it for a bank, but that being said, obviously, if I'm going to be lending, business plans are good for the banks to see. They have basically they get your ideas of what's going on, but not even for a bank or for a lending institution, just for you to kind of write out your steps. How are you going to get where you want to go? Where do you want to get where you want to go? How long is it going to take you to get where you want to go? Okay, so all of those things start with goal setting. What do I want to get from all of this? I have a dollar amount that I want to, I've said it before, I'm kind of semi-retired, but I don't want to spend my money that's in the bank. I want to start something that's going to give me a good income until I decide not to do it. Why did I choose lending? It's a whole other subject, but I'll give you a short introduction on why. I don't need a lot of employees. I love doing it. I've been in finance my whole life. It's easy for me to do. I love talking about business. So I knew all those things, and I had to figure out, okay, I like all those things, so what is a business for me? Well, lending came across. I've been doing it. I've done it a bunch of times, and an opportunity came. I took it, and then again, I figured I like doing this. So that was my thought process. Now I'm going to start writing down, again, my goals. What do you want to do, John? Where do you want to be in 3 months, 6 months, a year? How much do you want to lend? Well, the more I lend, obviously the higher my income is going to be, okay? But that's the first one. Define clear goals and then prioritize them. Number 2, implement effective time management techniques. I hear you back there, Sally.
You're not great at time management.
Listen, it's the whole reason I'm making this. The whole reason. I have challenges with this stuff. That's why I'm talking about it. I have to battle with myself every day to do these things, but this is the process. If I do what I say and I follow through, oh my God. And it's been proven by all the businesses that I started and was successful with it, because I have shiny thing syndrome. I have it. I start something, that's shinier. I want to do that. That's shinier over here. I want to do that. I battle with that every day. A little bit of ADHD, okay? I've said it before. I'll say it again. Yeah, if I was a tiny little John, red-haired little brat, now they would have shoved pills down my throat because I'm ADHD. It is what it is. So, to get over the hump of being ADHD, here we are, okay? So time management. It's the biggest part of putting your day together. How do you figure out how to schedule your day? For me, for forever, it's been Outlook. Everybody has their own way. People have Google Calendar. Some people have certain appointment books. I've used Outlook almost my whole life. Am I absolutely in love with it? No, I'm not. But I've used it. It has all my contacts in it. It has all my information. And I can have multiple calendars because I've said this to you before. I do SCORE mentoring, which is basically a federal program. I help people with their business, and it's free. I do free mentoring, right, through SCORE. I have a SCORE calendar. I have a personal calendar for me and my kids and, whoever, my friends and stuff. I have now a business calendar specifically for lending. Okay, I have all these meetings I have to make. I have a dinner. I have a lunch. I have to make all these things. All the calendars I can put together. They're on separate calendars, but again, I can link them together so they're all talking. There's a million apps to use to be productive, to put all your information together. The problem is, for me, I forget where the frig I put it. Did I put that in Trello? Did I put that in Google Docs? Did I put that in Outlook? Did I put that in Microsoft? Where did I put it in a Word document? Did I put it in a Google document? It's mind-boggling, the amount of things that we have. So the one thing that I found is called Notion, and I'll link it up. I'll put it in the bio too. So Notion, it's a gigantic big box. It holds everything. So my dashboard is basically Notion. and I put all my information in there. And my suggestion is, if you're looking for something like that, something to keep your life more organized, projects, I also do the videos, and I put my video uploads where I'm gonna, what am I doing now? Have I edited? Have I filmed it? So on and so forth. All goes into Notion. So let's say I create a Google Doc for a video. I can take that link and put it in Notion. So let's I'm doing this video. Underneath the video, I have all these different links coming from all different places, and I keep it nice and neat in one place. So between Notion and Outlook, that's my two best favorite? Yeah, we'll go with that. That's my two favorite tools to use for time management and for keeping things together and for being more organized. The two best that I've used. There's many of them. I suggest those two. Number 3, maintaining a clutter-free workspace. Now, if you came in my office, you'd be like,
John, what are you talking about? Your office is a mess.
First of all, Sally, it's not a mess. It's clutter-ish, let's call it. But to me, it's as clutter-free as it's probably gonna get. That being said, my father, God rest his soul, was a chef. Very creative man. Organization was not his strong suit. So I grew up watching my dad with paperwork everywhere on our kitchen table. And I thought that was the norm. I knew it drove my mother nuts because my mother was very organized. My mother was everything had to be in its certain place. So I have a yin and a yang both in me from both of them. My father's yang kind of comes out more often than I'd like with the organization part, but this is so true. If you keep your workspace clear, that there's not papers everywhere, you file things. Another game changer for me in filing is I put everything on the cloud. I no longer have a filing system. Or I do, but it's for only super important paperwork. Every single piece of paper I have, every receipt, everything, contracts, you name it, it gets scanned. So I use Microsoft OneDrive. It's basically a gigantic filing cabinet online. I have files, and then within those files, I have individual documents. Game changer as far as searching for things. I can search by name, I can search by date. Super, super organized, super, super great. I no longer have to go through a filing cabinet. Oh my God, how did I file it? Did I file it this way or under that? Scanning everything. I have a ScanSnap scanner. Phenomenal. Turns every paper that you scan into a PDF, and then it makes it a searchable PDF. It's phenomenal. So another game changer. But that's more towards what we just talked about having software and having things make your life easier. This one, number 3, is having a clutter-free workspace. Scanning that stuff, getting it onto up in the cloud, and then I shred it. I shred it and it's gone. So I'm not worried about, the files getting lost. Microsoft has multiple servers all over the world. God forbid, if they lose the information, we're pretty much probably blown up from some sort of nuclear thing. Okay? So I 100% trust in the Microsoft. And that's where most of my stuff is, which gives me a fairly clean workspace, which if you don't have a clean workspace and then you clean it up, you just breathe easier. You're like, oh my God, my office, thank God. I can come, you can work, you can spread out your pencils, your pens, your little pad. It's perfect. When you have stuff all over the place, not good. Not good. Okay? Number 4, develop effective task management strategies. So task management is super important because what do we feel as entrepreneurs? What is the biggest problem? Overwhelming. We're overwhelmed. So much information coming at us at once. Having to do multiple things at the same time. Planning, scheduling, dealing with customers, dealing with employees, everything's coming at us. If we take the time to break things down into bite-sized pieces, again, I use my Outlook, right? I schedule things. Listen, the schedule very quickly in the day goes to poop. It does. But let's say it goes to poop for an hour or two, I catch up, and then I'm like, oh, that's right, I have this appointment, I have to get this done by 5, I have to get this done by 2, I have to get this done. Oh my God, I can't forget, I have to go pick up my daughter, my son, I have to, again. Having some sort of task management system, for me it's Outlook, is imperative. So breaking things down into bite-sized pieces helps the day, right? Not taking on a fire hose of information, saying, listen, first of all, let me think, let me figure out what my day is going to be, do that in advance, do it the night before. I've started back my old self. Sundays, I would take an hour to 2 hours, plan out my week. It sounds terrific, and the week will go to poop. But if you don't have that, your week and your day goes to poop way faster. Again, for me, for lending, I need to talk to lenders. I'm setting up appointments with potential clients, people that want to purchase a business, people that want to purchase property, people that want to flip houses, people that are building new houses. All these people are potential clients for financing, right? So I have to figure out, okay, what day is good? Am I having lunch with this person? Am I having dinner? Am I going to do a Zoom call? Zoom has changed everything. So having video conferencing is amazing, and that's how I get most of my stuff done, most of my meetings, right? But you have to plan those, and you have to break out tasks, and you have to figure out, okay, what's the most important? Now remember, number one, prioritizing, goal setting, okay? All goes into one. Next, number, is it 5? I hope it's 5. Practice effective communication. Now, I know my ex-wife doesn't watch these. I know. But if she did, she would be like,
Effective communication?
listen to me, Sally. I struggle with communications. Communication between you, loved ones, employees, clients, super important. I have to work on that constantly. I have to realize, because my mind is going 1,000 miles an hour. Even within a conversation, we're having a conversation, my mind's going to drift to, okay, I have to do this. I got to focus on what George is talking about, but I know I have to go and do this. It's not good. Focus on the conversation. Focus on communicating with the person in front of you. Be present. Be there. Have a notepad. Make notes. These things are important. I struggle with it every day. I've said it multiple times. I have no problem telling you or telling anyone near me, loved ones, what my issues are. The difference is I work on them every day. The difference is I understand my issues and I know I have to get better at them. Communication is a super important thing when it comes to effectiveness and when it comes to getting your points across and for you being in the same wavelength as the people around you. Clients, customers, family. Communication is key, okay? I believe we're in number 6. I'm sorry I keep telling you I'm deficient in most of these, but this is why I'm making the video, so you know what I struggle with. I'm sure a lot of you struggle with it also. This is why I put these things down, because it's good for me to go back and look and say, yeah, I need to get better at this, okay? Take regular breaks. Take care of yourself physically. I work out almost every day now. Almost every day, right? At this point right now, I'm working out with my son. He's going out for football. He's 12 years old. He's a monster. He's a big kid. He's awesome. He's going to be a great football player. I'm not crazy about him playing football. Another subject, another day. Sorry. But I work out with him every day. And then sometimes 2 or 3 times a week, I also go to the gym to lift weights. I feel 1,000%. I have more energy now than when I was 30. 100%. I'm not as tired. Work is much easier for me. Just the physicalness of my body is amazing as opposed to what it was. Now, you all might know, I couldn't walk 3 years ago. Literally couldn't walk. Cancer, long-ass 27-hour operation, hospital for a couple of months, couldn't walk. So I'm pretty amazed at what I was and what I am now. And even back then, I knew, because I can remember going out in the tundra of the winter with a cane, barely able to walk once I did get home, saying to myself, one day I'll be able to run this path that I could barely take walking. And, I run with my son every morning. I jog every morning. I'm on the treadmill 3 times a week. I'm lifting weights 2 to 4 times a week. It just makes you feel good. It's super important. And taking breaks. This one is hard for me. You get into a workflow. You're doing super well. You got phone calls happening. You got meetings going on. You have your schedule that you're looking for. Schedule time to stop. There's a technique called the Pomodoro. I'm Italian, so I got to do the Pomodoro technique. An Italian student came up with this. If you're Italian, you know Pomodoro means tomato. Like, what are you talking about tomato technique? I had to look it up myself. But I actually do this technique and I didn't even realize it. This Italian student would take a tomato timer. So it looked like a tomato and it had timing on it. And he would set 25-minute increments. And he would do his work for 25 minutes. Every 25 minutes, he would take a 5-minute break after that. And I've been implementing that much more. I don't have a timer, but I use my phone. After 4 consecutive 25 minutes, so 25 minutes, 5-minute break, 25 minutes, 5-minute break, 25 minutes, 5-minute break, 25 minutes, 5-minute break. Then he would take 30 minutes after 4 consecutive 25 minutes of work. It is really a game changer, because if you take the time to recharge your brain, take a half an hour break, like a lunch break, you recharge. I suck at that. If I'm working, I want to keep working. To be honest, I'll still do it. The timer will go off. I'm like, no, I got to get this done. But taking breaks, even if it's not that scheduled, is important, and you need to do it. Go for a little walk, get up out of your chair, go outside, get a coffee, get a drink water. Taking breaks is super important. It's just as important as exercising and keeping yourself healthy, okay? Now, I believe that was our number 6. And our last, as far as, again, staying organized and keeping focused. Me revisiting these things that I know, that I've studied for years, that I've practiced for years. And listen, we're all human. We do these things, and I want to be super productive, and then we're not. And it's a battle. You have to continually, write something like this down, do bullet points, and say, I really have to do that. I have to take more breaks. I have to be more organized, as far as I have to get an electronic or a SaaS program that helps me in the day, either it be a Notion or an Outlook or Google or whatever it is. Make sure you're finding your program, your technique as far as electronic to keep everything together, because things go by so fast, and we are a nanosecond. I mean, we're looking at our phones. We can't scroll fast enough now. And I will be 100% honest, being kind of off for a few years out of business and doing all the scrolling that I've done, either it be with TikTok or Instagram or YouTube, scrolling, dating apps, right? It's not good. And now I have to retrain my brain to get back into it. Sure, I'll take a break and I'll look at my phone, but now I put my phone aside. I don't let the dinging, it still affects me. That's why I have to put the silence on. So it's hard. It's hard. You really get addicted to your phone. And that's super important that you cut that out, that you have specific times of day that you have free time. You go on your phone or you scroll or you do those things. Okay? So in conclusion, habits for staying organized are tough. They're difficult. And being focused. If you follow these 6 simple rules, you put them all together, you try them every day, you schedule yourself every week, every day as you're going through your schedule, you continue to update your schedule, right? You use your software, your Google, your Outlook, your Notion, whatever you're using to make your time easier. You have a filing system online, and you're putting your files in and you're cleaning off your desk. All of these things help.